Test, test, test. Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Are we all energized? Are we enjoying ClioCon? Are we good? I know we had some smooth jazz coming in here, but I am jacked up on coffee and keynote. So we are going to keep this energy high. I hope you all are doing fantastic today. I will say that this is also my first ClioCon, so as much as being an attendee, I'm also soaking in all of this energy and just, yeah, it's been a great time, and I hope you all have enjoyed it as much as I have. Before I get started, I want to thank all of our amazing sponsors that are out in the event hall who have all helped make this ClioCon amazing. And if you have not seen them, please go take a look at them. Oh, sound much better that way. There we go. Okay. For those of you I haven't had the pleasure of meeting yet, my name is Jared McCree, and I'm the Director of Product for Mid-Market and Enterprise here at Clio, and I joined earlier this year. Now, my role is horizontal. Unlike a lot of the product managers here, rather than focusing on one specific product area, my team and I focus on ensuring that end-to-end Clio supports the workflows needed for mid to large size firms. And I think we would say, like, I joined a little bit earlier this year, but what I want to say is, give a little bit of background on me. So in my past, I've been a software engineer, I've been a product manager, and I've been a legal tech entrepreneur. And a little over a decade ago, my team and I founded two legal startups. One was named SmartUp, where we helped thousands of entrepreneurs save money on patents by creating an online platform, and we helped connect them with attorneys. Our second company we created was Client Side, and we worked in e-signatures and docket automation. Now, Clio was a competitor at the time, and we swan dived into oblivion, but I'm really happy to now be part of the winning team with Clio today. During that time, I also worked at a law firm myself as CIO. I am not a practicing lawyer. That's all of you here. But through each of those endeavors, I gained a lot of experience building tools not only for lawyers, but for the clients they wish to serve, as well as learning how to run a firm. Now, since I joined earlier this year, I've invested a lot of my time speaking with partners and firms like yourselves, identifying the key investment areas, and then working with our product and engineering team to build solutions for mid-sized firms. Now, here at Clio, one of the things that attracted Clio to me was our leadership and operating principles. And one of those principles is customer success comes first. And the operating principle behind that is that we know our customers, we know our product. We know our customers and we know our product. And for me in my role, that means if we understand the needs of mid-sized firms and we understand the Clio product, then we know where we need to invest. We can have confidence that we're building the solutions that work for your team. And this also gives us a blueprint by which we can make our future investments. And so today, who our customers are, what we're building for them, and where are we going is what I wanted to talk with you all today about. And there's one thing three things I would like you to know straight off the bat. And I want you to be able to walk away with these. If there's three things you take away. One, we deeply understand the unique needs of mid-sized firms. Two, we've already delivered meaningful solutions for mid-sized firms this year. And three, we will continue to do that into 2026 and beyond. All right, let's get started. So the mid-size law firm blueprint. So when we start out to build this blueprint, we need to understand first, what is a mid-size law firm? Now, generally speaking, we define a mid-size law firm as any firm that has 20 to 200 employees. Now, everyone in this room knows that there is a lot of nuance in that 20 to 200 segment. Some firms use highly standardized documents, while others use bespoke documents. Some firms use hourly rates, while some firms use hourly rates, flat fee, and contingency. Some firms have one practice area, while we have customers who have up to 5 and 6 practice areas. Some have no physical locations, while others have multiple ones, domestically and internationally. The technology stack you have varies greatly between all of your firms. And all of this to say that while we can define mid-sized firms as 20 to 200, there's a lot of uniqueness within that range. Now, Clio's goal my team's goal is that regardless of your size, your makeup, we simplify legal work. And to do that, we need to make sure that we support and enhance the key workflows that you need to manage your firm. Now, we've interviewed thousands upon thousands of firms. We've across all sizes, practice areas, geolocations, and structures. We took all of that data, analyzed your needs, and distilled it into a framework, which I'm going to call the blueprint. Now, this blueprint is built on 4 essential pillars that all firms need, regardless of their size. You need to manage your business growth. You need to manage your casework. You need to manage your firm finances, and you need to manage performance. Now, this framework is the foundation for how we prioritize our investments in mid-sized firms, and it's the blueprint that we've already begun to execute on. It's the one that will carry us forward. Now, I want to show you how we've applied that blueprint over the past year and what we've delivered. And we're going to start with managing your business growth. So whether you're looking to maintain or grow your firm, managing your growth is vitally important. Attracting clients, qualifying leads, onboarding new clients, all of this is part of managing that growth. And marketing is a key component of that. Now, how many of you use your website to promote your firm? Basically everyone, almost maybe 1 or 2. If you raise your hand, you're in the 78% that do. Now, a firm's website is one of the many ways that you use to market your firm. Email campaigns, Google ads, social media. I don't know if Snapchat's still around. All of those are still heavily utilized. But you also all know Clio Grow. It's our client intake tool. It allows firms to track leads through a customizable pipeline. It also tracks client lead sources to help firms understand the marketing effectiveness. Now, when you're using multiple marketing methods, you need to know which ones have the ROI, the highest ROI, so that you can know that you're making the best decision. So now using Clio Grow, you can track multiple marketing sources that influence every step of the client journey, from initial contact to conversion and repeat business, so you know what's driving results. Now, let's give a real world scenario of this. Let's say that you just got referred, you're working on a wills and estates case, and you just got referred a client from another lawyer. Great, but that's your first source. And at that time, the client kind of hesitates. Okay, a week later, you send a follow-up directed email to them talking about the importance of wills. Now that touch point is the one that makes them book an appointment with you and become a client. Now, a year later, they come back and they see your LinkedIn post about the importance of updating your wills after a major event. And then you come back and they update that. So the first capture was the referral. The second was the direct email. The third was the LinkedIn post. You can track that for every client and understand which touch points made them come back to you. And that's the power of Clio Grow that we're going to continue to give to you. So the next feature, large upgrade on our previous iteration. Now, it's only been a few weeks since we released our reimagined conflict check feature, but it's already getting great feedback in the community. With the new conflict check experience, you can scan every corner of Clio Grow and manage. You want to look at contacts? It does it. Case notes? Does it. Calendar events? Does it too. Matters? Yes. All of these things are now available via the conflict check. Now, with the new experience, you can run multiple searches at a time, mark the status of a conflict, and then generate a report. Another part of this is that when you're actually creating a matter, you can kick off a conflict check immediately. Or if you've already run a conflict check report, you can attach it to a matter. All of this is to speed up time, and all of this creates more efficiency for firms. Now, moving on to the next part of the blueprint, managing your casework. Preparing a case, tracking case progress, conducting legal research, and collecting client information. These are all parts of managing casework. And as you know, Clio Draft is our document automation platform. It turns firms' most used documents in court forms into smart auto-filling templates. Now, as I mentioned before, client intake is part of managing your casework. Firms collect client information via phone, email, or in person, but you all know that's tedious, it's error prone, and errors lead to delays. And that's why we introduce questionnaires in the Clio Draft. Questionnaires allow firms to gather case information directly from their clients and use that to automatically generate documents. Now, firms like that they can track progress as clients go through the questionnaire. They can also edit and review those questions before they're finalized and then put into templates. Now, for clients, they like that they can answer these questions on their own schedule using mobile or desktop, giving them flexibility on when and how they answer your intake forms, and how you can use that data to actually put into documents. Now, we've gotten a lot of great feedback on that. It's faster, saves time, it's more error prone. Now, moving on. As part of managing your casework, you also need to ensure that your staff have the appropriate level of access to data and functionality. And like many SaaS platforms, Clio allows you to do that using roles and permissions. Now, you've all likely heard of our recent release of custom roles. And as the name so aptly applies, you are able to create bespoke user roles with the appropriate level of permissions for your firm staff, ensuring that they only get data or get access to data that they need, and they only have access to functionality that you choose. Now, this is going to be an evergreen product area. We will continue to invest in this quarter over quarter to give you more granular control over what your staff has access to. All right. Now, as part of this feed release as well, highly requested feature, you wanted to lock down the firm feed. That's also locked down now. Only admins can do that. So just a little cherry on top of that one. And for firms, we've also created a best practice guide. And I see some people taking their phones out, so I'm going to talk a bit slowly to give you time to do that. It contains guidance on how to get started with various roles, including those for paralegals, office administrators, contractors, and interns. And people are putting their phones down, so I'm going to talk faster now. All this helps strengthen your posture, prevents missteps, and supports your firm's compliance. All right, let's continue on the security front. This month, we've also launched the pilot for SAML SSO. And so, okay, I'm a bit of an identity and access management nerd, which I didn't put on my resume because they probably wouldn't have hired me. But I used to work at this startup called GitHub, and I was an IAM, and I got challenged one time, try and make SAML fun. So give me 30 seconds. I'm going to try and make this as engaging as possible. Okay. It's 2024. The year of our Lord, and we are in a password apocalypse. Firms go into their office. There's Post-it notes everywhere. Passwords are everywhere. Secret 123. Someone has password 145. It's just everywhere. And people are getting hacked because they're taking those Post-it notes away. What do we do? What if there was a secure way that all of your firm staff could log in using one password? What would they use that for? Is it something called SAML SSO? What's SAML? Who is SAML? What is SSO? What is that credentials? Well, SAML stands for Security Assertion Markup Language Single Sign-On. It is the most exciting thing that you have seen at this keynote today. What it allows you to do is connect Clio to your identity provider of choice. I know you've all been screaming for it. Okta, yes. Intra ID, we support it. Anything you need, you can connect it directly to Clio. And with that, you manage one password. Your staff is so happy. Your security team is very happy because it's the most secure method out there to log into Clio. All right, how did I do? Dramatic? Well, we are in a pilot right now. And so if you would like to be part of that pilot, I am going to also speak slowly at this part. You can scan this wonderful QR code here. And what we will do is just ask you for a few things. Your firm name, your role in the firm, how many people you have, what's the identity provider you use, and we will get you into this wonderful, beautiful SAML pilot. And if you don't want to, that's okay. We're GAing shortly. But if you'd like to get this ahead of time, please let us know. We would love for you to use this. All right, let's move on in the blueprint. We're going to go to managing firm finances. This is about getting paid, tracking money, and optimizing invoices. These are all part of managing firm finances. Now, at the beginning of this talk, I talked about how mid-sized firms are unique. And our goal is to ensure that you have everything you need, but we're customizable enough to tailor to your workflows. And that includes the currencies in which you bill your clients in. And that's why we released multi-currency billing. So in line with our efforts to support international firms, this has been a massive improvement, especially for firms that cater to clients in multiple currencies. Firms can set up hourly rates and activity categories in each currency they bill in. For one client, you can create a matter with USD, and for another client, you can create one in GPB. Then you can run a report to see the matter balances in both USD and GPB. This means that you can bill your clients in the currency that they prefer while also having the financial reporting you need to optimally run your firm. Moving forward in the finance place, we listen closely to our community, and this was a highly requested feature, and I know Jack talked about it yesterday. It's the ability to attach receipts to expenses. Now, this feature delivers value in two main ways. First, it enhances transparency with clients, allowing you to include receipts directly on their bill. This cuts down on the back and forth and strengthens client trust. Second, it reduces admin work. You no longer need to switch to an outside system to manage those receipts. The result, it's faster. You're able to create a bill more quickly, which in turn helps you get paid faster. Okay, moving on to the last part of the blueprint. Managing firm performance. This includes assessing the performance of your firm, identifying opportunities, and improving operations to deliver the best value to your clients. Now, one of our goals is to empower firms with the tools they need to make faster and smarter business decisions by turning raw data into meaningful insights. And that is one of the primary reasons that we introduced custom reporting today. When I joined, everyone I talked with, it was a firm, it was a partner, it was our customer success, it was sales. They said we had to deliver on this, and I'm happy to say that we have. Expanding significantly on our previous functionality, this provides the flexibility to slice and group data across multiple dimensions by attorney, client, practice area, or matter type. Firms can save custom views and quick access reports, and also schedule reports to be delivered. And we also created a best practice guide for this. And I'm not going to make you listen to me speak slowly, or maybe I'm lying. But if you want to get started on this wonderful guide will help you in starting your financial reports, your productivity. And I'm pointing at some folks that I've already talked today about productivity and performance. But all of this is to help you get started and move faster using custom reporting. Now, these are some of the big rocks that we shipped this year, but we've also been focusing on making usability and workflow enhancements as well. And so some of the ones that we have, I know Jack talked about this a little bit earlier, but we also introduced customizable matter dashboards that allows firms to add, remove, and edit sections on the dashboard to spotlight firms' most important information. Also, firms now can edit custom fields directly on the matter, so you don't have to open the whole matter to edit a custom field, saving you time. And the document combiner reduces our firm's reliance on third-party tools. You can combine files, PDFs, images, all of that directly in Clio Manage. And also, we've introduced, now, how many of you have used text to pay before? That's awesome. So with text to pay, you can send a text to your firms, allow them to pay, to your clients, allow them to pay with credit, debit, or e-check. But something Jack didn't announce, and I'm pretty honored to be able to say that we're doing this today. And some of I'm glad our partners held this and allowed me to do it. We're actually going to be releasing Clio Coin next week. This is I'm completely joking. We're not introducing Clio Coin. We're not doing that at all. No, this is AI. I'm just joking. But we will continue to invest in giving you more options to be able to send to your firms and send to your clients and get paid. But one of the surprise hits that we've had was dark mode. I cannot tell you how many firms have written in saying that we've saved their eyes on midnight when they're working too late, because we're all working too late sometimes. This is just one of the investments that we're making to not only ship those big rocks, but also work on those usability enhancements you need. We want to make sure that we're scaling with you as well. Okay. Now, we've talked about the big notable ships. Let's look to the rest of 2026. And one thing is clear. The needs of firms like yours are evolving fast. You're growing, you're taking on more clients, and you're balancing an increasingly complex set of workflows. And while we're finalizing our 2026 roadmap, we already know where we need to invest. We have heard you clearly and consistently. Your feedback is meaningful to us, and we will continue to invest in the areas you need to run your firm. But let's talk about how we're thinking about this on top of the blueprint. So as firms expand, managing every client interaction from emails to documents to intake can quickly become overwhelming. Looking overhead, we're exploring ways to support more communication channels inside the platform, centralizing your communication within Clio. We're also exploring enhancing document routing to simplify onboarding and streamlining the intake to matter generation process so that client work gets started faster and more seamlessly. The goal is to make growth feel effortless. Sorry, it's the end of the day. I've had too much caffeine. Words are becoming difficult. But we want to make sure that we're scaling with you as your firm grows. Now, the second area is all about managing your day-to-day workflow of casework. Firms have told us that, we want a more connected system. We're tired of using multiple different tools. Well, we are working on increasing our integration support for the tools that you use right now. We're also going to be investing in our core DMS product, and we've heard a lot of feedback there, and we'll continue to invest in that. Document automation, obviously a huge part, and we'll continue to work there, and also improving task management, which is a big focus for ours. We're also, and you probably heard, we're also going to be releasing multi-client matters, the ability to add multiple clients to a matter or create new matters with multiple clients. As part of that, you'll also be able to create joint invoices that have all the clients listed out, thereby more reflecting how casework actually works. And these are all steps towards a simpler, more efficient, and more effective Clio for mid-sized firms. Now, the third, again, is on your financial health. You've told us that achieving complete visibility across billing and collections is what you all need from Clio. And our goal is to help you eliminate that financial friction. We're evaluating opportunities to improve our integrations with financial management systems, including more flexible approval flows that match how your firm actually operates, and giving you more customization options on your cover letters and invoices to match what your client expects. We will continue to build on this into 2026 so that your brand is reflected in how you communicate with your clients. Now, outside of that, the last thing I'm going to talk about is performance. And reporting is one of the key investments that you have heard from us over the past year, and it will be one that we will continue to as we go forward here. So I just want you all to know that deriving greater insights from your data is our main focus so that you can increase the operational efficiency for your firms. Now, I'd be remiss if I did not also talk about AI. And as you all know, 93% of mid-sized firms are adopting some form of AI. And you've heard today about Clio Grow and the intake AI that we're working on. You've heard about Clio Manage and the advantages that we're investing in there. And then as well with Clio Draft. And I say all of this to say, while we will continue to invest in AI because that is the future, those core workflows that you all need, we are also investing there. Our goal is to be your partner in this. We're not a vendor. We are your partner in your firm. And I will say that as you scale, it is our goal and our pleasure to ensure that you are scaling upwards and beyond with Clio. And so I thank you for being here so very much. I do want to say, there's a lot of cool stuff that we're doing right now. I would love for you all, if you haven't visited the product lab, we would love to see you there. As we want to understand more of what your firm is looking for. What are the things that we may need to invest in 2026? So please visit us at the product lab. And I know for many of you, I'm now the one blocking you from lunch, so I am going to end that. But I would love to speak with any of you after this to hear your feedback and to talk more. So just thank you for coming to ClioCon and thank you for coming here. Appreciate it.